This is my 7th video and I'm ready to make a statement. I'm a YouTuber now. Finally, I am a YouTuber. I am what I meant to be. Anyway, the point of this video is to talk about what I do every Sunday night, which is something I call the Sunday Night Review. The idea came from this guy called Brendan Burchard, who I found his book called High Performance Habits. It's about the 6 habits you need basically to be a high performer in life. It's not about being a high performer at work, it's being a high performer in kind of like your health, your friends, your character, your mission and your purpose, and basically just living a healthy, happy, productive life in general. And that kind of thing is my jam. So read the book. One of the ideas that he talks about is a weekly review on a Sunday night, and he gives you this kind of framework to do it. So I took that idea and I tried it. It has been really, really good for me. I started it about 1.5 years ago. I've done it every Sunday night since then, more or less. And it's kind of evolved and I've added some things to it, and basically I'm going to talk you through what I do every Sunday night, and maybe it'll give you some ideas, and I'll talk about also how it benefits me and why I think it's good and why I think everyone should do it. So the first thing that I do is, here's my phone, I get out my calendar and add to the things that I have done that week. It forces me to remember all the things that I did and think about them, and then I can also look back on every day in the past and see what I did that day. And that just kind of gives you perspective. It gives you, so you can see the journey you come on, you remember things that you've forgot about, and it's just kind of interesting to look back at what you've done. I'm explaining a diary, basically. So not a very new idea. The next thing that I do is reread notes on my phone that I have made from that week. I have this section on my phone called My Brain, and I've been doing this for about 4 years. And it started with a pen and paper in my pocket, and basically anytime I wanted to remember something, like something new that I'd learned, like a fact that I found interesting, or someone's name that I wanted to remember, or an idea that I'd read about or heard about, and I was like, that's awesome, I need to remember that, I'd write it down as pen and paper, and then it evolved into just my phone because the pen and paper was super inconvenient. So I basically type, it's called My Brain. I don't know why I came up with that name, it just was what I wrote down that day. So then I'd write down the date, which is the 14th of 11th of November 21. I write a bullet point, and I write down something, maybe it's an inspirational idea, like I want to make videos about how to be incredibly natural on camera. It's something that I want to remember, and I'll reread it that Sunday night. I'm like, oh yeah, I thought that thing, I want to take that forward into next week or something like that. Then the next thing I do is I get out my moleskin here, which my brother gave me a couple years ago, and I do this thing where you rate different parts of your life, and this is the thing that I got from Brendan Burchard's book, and is what he actually talks about in his weekly review. That's the main activity. The first 2 bits that I kind of added as a bit to do before I do this weekly review, so I can kind of remember what I've done. Then I do this bit, rating parts of your life. So there are 10 categories that he outlines, and they should cover basically all areas in your life, but he says that you can change them if you want to, but these are the ones that he uses, and I use the same ones. The 10 categories are your health, obviously how your physical health, kind of how are you like feeling, are you fit, are you eating well, are you sleeping, that kind of thing. Then it's your mental and / emotional well-being. So it's like, are you anxious all the time, or are you feeling grateful, or are you feeling, what is your mental state been in that week? And then it's partner / love. So partner if you're in a relationship, like how is your relationship? And then if you're single, it's kind of, are you putting yourself out there, living with love, and being being yourself, and sort of considering that part of your life as well. Then it's your family, so just how are your relationships with your family, are you spending enough time with them? Then it's your friends, how are your relationships with your friends, who are your friends, are they giving you energy and making you feel better? Just kind of how is that part of your life? Then it is your mission. So your mission is your purpose and your calling. I've actually got a definition of mission. He says, I feel clear, energized and fulfilled by my work and contributions to the world. I believe my work or day's effort adds real value and is a true reflection of my best efforts and contributions. I am truly engaged and excited by what I'm doing. It feels like a mission, calling or purpose. I mean, damn, that is something to live up to. It's a high bar. That's the point of like Brendan Burchard. He talks a lot about, it's high performance, right? It's his thing. So, you don't have to be at that level all the time. I don't think most people are at that level. I certainly am not, but it's kind of like, how can you get more of that? How can you get closer to that? And I think it's a nice idea and we can all try and improve in that area. And I think mission is a really, really important one. I really struggled with my mission last year in lockdown when I didn't have a full-time job because it had been delayed a little bit, and in lockdown I didn't have anything to do and I felt like I had no purpose, and it really got me down. And my mission scores during that period were like 2 or 3 out of 10 because I just didn't really know what I was doing. The next category is your experiences. So that's like of the week. It's like your fun experiences of the week that you enjoy and make you feel good and you're fun. So it could be going out for dinner, it could be just having dinner watching a movie, playing sport, going to the cinema, falling out of a plane and sky jumping, going on holiday, playing golf, making a YouTube video. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing. The next category is your spirit. So this is a nice a nice intangible thing that I find kind of hard. Definition that Brennan gives for spirit is, I feel connected to the present moment and vitally alive in my spirit. I am congruent with my beliefs and behaviors, and I keep my faith and values at the forefront of my decisions and daily actions. So are you basically being yourself, and are you living as much as you can with how you want to behave and how you want to be? It's kind of a difficult one. I think the more you do of this kind of thing, the better you are at it and the easier it is. But I kind of always struggle, to be honest, with giving a number for that one and knowing exactly how I feel about it. Then it's finances. So, how are you financially? Like, are you spending loads? Are you saving loads? Have you got enough money? Does your job pay you well enough? Do you want to earn less or more? Or how is your relationship with money? And the final category, one I think is really, really important, is learning. Are you learning? Are you learning new things? It could be at work, in your personal life, with your friends. Are you growing and learning and expanding your horizons? So those are the 10 categories. I appreciate it's pretty intense. I think it's definitely not for everyone. Or some people might find that really difficult. I think everyone would benefit from it because you end up with a bunch of scores and you're kind of like, oh, my health is 5 out of 10 this week. Like it's, my back's hurting, or I've had headaches all week, or whatever it is. I've not been sleeping enough. And you realize that's actually really getting me down. I'm not feeling good. Or maybe your finances is like 3 out of 10. You're like, I spent way too much money this week. Or maybe you realize that, you're not in a job where you earn enough money. And that's something you need to think about, and that's fine. It is quite intense. You end up with a bunch of scores. I actually add them up at the end, so I get a score out of 100. I'm pretty happy with my life right now, so it's generally somewhere sort of over 80. I actually don't get attached though to that score. It's just kind of interesting, it's kind of fun to do, but I don't get attached to the score as like, oh, my life is, it's 90 out of 100 this week, I should feel happy. That's kind of like a weird pressure to put on yourself. It's just kind of like a fun thing, but it's also a reflection of, the accumulation of the different areas of your life, and I think it's like useful data in a weird way. But the main benefit of this exercise is that it forces you to realize which parts of your life are bothering you. Pretty much every week I write down a 10 for my friends and family because I have good relationships with them and I love spending time with them, and I spend lots of time with them, and it makes me feel good and it gives me energy and meaning, and they build me up as a person. So it's not an area that I know it's not an area that is like causing me stress. Whereas this time last year, before I started my job, I didn't have a clear mission. I wasn't earning very much money, and I wasn't learning a huge amount, and those scores were consistently low. And I realized, this is bothering me. Like, I need to fix these problems because it's bringing me down. So what I do is I circle the bottom 3 basically, and I think, how can I do something about this next week. The real benefit comes from doing this consistently. It doesn't, like, doing it once is useful, but doing it every week for months and months, you realize trends and you realize what matters to you, what doesn't matter to you, what parts of your life are missing or what parts of your life are really, really great. And I think that forces you to build a better life, basically. This really works for me, and it might not work for you, but I definitely think you should try it and see what a weekly review looks like for you. This is definitely the most valuable part of the Sunday night review for me, rating the different parts of my life and realizing what parts of my life need some attention or are going really well. And it works for me. It might not work for you, but I definitely think you should try it and see how it goes. Do it for a couple weeks and see if you notice any differences or what it makes you think about and what you realize about your life. The next thing that I do is I write in my gratitude journal. I got this from Kurzgesagt, I think that's how you say it. It's like a YouTube channel who I really like, and they make amazing videos. They made this video called The Antidote to Dissatisfaction, and the video is about, I'll link it in the description, the video is about gratitude, basically, and why gratitude, if you feel grateful in your life, it's very hard to be dissatisfied or depressed because you appreciate everything you have in your life and you derive a lot of happiness basically from being grateful for the things that you do have. So I write in this and it's kind of set out like really nicely with you know, you sort of write in like a section like this. What are you grateful for today and what you're grateful for in your life. I like doing this because it is a reminder to just be grateful for what you do have and not constantly think about things that you don't have. Over time, you build up a really big kind of list of things that you're grateful for. So in here I've got, you know, I'm grateful for my friends, I'm grateful for this book. Apparently I wrote that on the 13th of September last year. I wrote, I'm grateful for my bicycle because I like to cycle around London. So it can be whatever you want it to be. It's just a nice way of remembering to be grateful. This next thing that I do is also kind of mental as well, but it is fun and I like doing it. So what I do is I actually record a video of myself talking to the camera, like I'm doing right now, about, I do it on my phone, you know, like a selfie, I go like this, just like, we'll talk to it, about the week. And I've been doing this also for 1.5 years, and I now have a whole library of videos myself from every week, basically, over the past 1.5 years. It's kind of an, you know, interesting idea. I imagine some of you think that's quite strange because it is a little bit, but it's just really interesting. I can look back every week and see what I was thinking about, see what I was like, and the more time that passes, the more valuable it will be. You know, in 20 years to be able to watch a video of me at that time in my life, you know, when I got a job or when I started my YouTube channel, or like to go back to that time and see myself talking about something will be so interesting, I think, for my future self. And so I already get that value now from looking at a video of myself last year or even earlier this year. I can see what I was thinking about, see what I was like, see what mood I was in, and it's obviously just a snapshot, but it's really, really interesting. So, you know, have a go at that. I've never shown any of those to anyone. It's just for me, and when given that it's just for me, you know, you don't have to feel weird about it because no one else is going to watch it. So the final thing that I do on Sunday night is write my email newsletter, which I send to anyone who subscribes. So, you know, if you want to subscribe, the link is in the description. And it is it was an email about all the things I've been thinking about and ideas that I wanted to share. And it is still that, but it's also evolved kind of into like talking about the YouTube journey and the stresses or ideas that I have around that. The most important part of all of this is thinking about what you want to do next week. You know, there's no, you know, all the stuff that's happened that week has happened, it's in the past. You kind of think about like, what more do I want to do next week? How do I want to grow, learn, and be the best version of myself? That is, you know, that's the dream. That is the dream. What else is there except for growing and learning and just, you know, that's what I do every Sunday night. It's not every single Sunday night. I do my best to do it every single Sunday night. It sounds like quite a lot, but actually I can do all of it in like half an hour. And I like doing those things. They help me reflect and think about my life and be grateful for the things that I have got and how can I do more of the things that I do enjoy. It's quite a few things, but all of them serve a purpose, and it's kind of settled. I've been doing this same thing for quite a while, and it's definitely been a factor in why I'm now making videos, because doing the initial Sunday night review led me to doing the newsletter, which led me to feeling comfortable putting stuff online, and now I'm making videos. And the YouTube is going to lead me to being a megastar, making loads of money, and yeah. So who knows, the Sunday night review might be the start of everything. So that is everything that I do on a Sunday night. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it or you try anything in this video, definitely put it down in the comments, or contact me on Twitter, Instagram or anything. Let me know how you get on. If you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, then please like and subscribe. As much as I hate to say those words, it does make a difference and I would really appreciate it. So thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.